While the body got some time to dry off after that clear coat, I moved on to doing the interior, starting it off by adding some primer on all of the various interior components, starting it off with these aftermarket seats from Skill Production. I decided to stick with the fully stripped race interior and not go to do some fancy flocking or making it smooth all over, so this also had to be painted in the body color. I primed it with all the other parts and then applied 1 or 2 coats of the red. Along with the interior tub, the roll cage also got some red paint to make it match and flow a bit more into one piece. Since the body is clear coated in a gloss, so will the interior and roll cage. So just one quick coat of gloss was good enough, as it still was the interior and did not need the full attention like the body did. Just to change it up a bit, all the interior pieces that were actually left in the interior just got painted with some textured black. After all the paint dried, I got to it with a brush and some detail painting. So for the steering wheel, I needed to add a metal center, and on the dashboard I wanted to add a couple of highlights for some buttons. With the main piece of the dashboard in a textured black, I also painted the vents in some normal flat black with a brush, just to change it up a bit and not make it flow into one big piece, which it actually is, and make it look like separate pieces from different materials. As shown in the unboxing, I decided to go with the photo etch set as well, and the first pieces that came into use from this set was a sort of lever that was next to the gear shift. This completely removes the piece that came with the kit and changes it into this big metal piece consisting of about 5 or 6 different pieces that could all be glued together and then glued in place. While I was gluing this in place, I also glued some other of the interior pieces in place and added a small amount of weathering with some Tamiya Panelline accent color. With those smaller details in the interior now finished, glued on and in place, I also put on some decals on the dashboard and one on the fire extinguisher to make it look a bit more realistic and still use some of the decals that came with the kit instead of throwing it all out. With most of the parts now again finished, I could move on to the next step, and that is gluing the roll cage in place. And that was a lot trickier than it seemed, as you kind of have to do it with a 2D photo in the instructions, and that doesn't really show perfectly well which piece goes first and which piece goes where in which direction. So it took a bit of figuring out, finagling, bending some pieces, and then gluing it finally together. After a quick final test fit for the seats, I knew where to place them, so I just applied some glue, put the seat in place, and then added the second one on the other side. Now you might be wondering, hey, he did some seat belts but didn't show any of that. Well, that is correct. After I finish this video series on the M3, I will do a how-to video on doing these seat belts, which is a lot easier than you think, but it just takes some time, patience, and a lot more patience. But that is all to come, so no worries there. In order to attach the seat belts to the actual interior, I needed to drill a couple of holes, put in some pieces, and then you can just clip them on to a hook. After gluing in the seats, finishing off the roll cage, and attaching the seat belts to the interior, I could glue on the dashboard, the door panels, and finish the seats off with 2 decals from Recaro.